My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go in with the Silent Ascension level 15. Another try, don't mind if I do. A random common relic is probably the most consistent option here. Let's go with it. Okay, tiny chest, gain 30 gold, you are 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. If I'm ever gonna have that, I'd like to have it this early, so sure. Let's go with it. Alright, 13, 8, okay, I can't kill you. Do I accept 1 damage here in order to break this? Yeah, I should. Because that louse has got the ability to weaken me right now, which is going to make it real, yeah, exactly, difficult for me to do anything this turn. Thankfully, I still get full block. Neutralize, strike, defend. Easy cover. I kind of want to take a riddle with holes as an early aggression card, but I will take the escape plan. Just because it's so malleable, works in everything. Almost everything, at least. Okay, some gold. How much? 100 gold. Sure. No problem with that. Thank you for giving me my 3rd strike, because now I'm fully defended in the next hand, as long as I get exactly neutralize. Would have been nice to draw that strike over one of the defends there. Alright, double strike in this hand. We get to end this fight without taking a hit. Beautiful. We'll take Dash as an elite killer card for us, effectively. And I'll lose 6 max HP here because I can't afford to lose any current. That's an Apopiopa. You know, the card Apopiopa. 195, 160. Damn it! I'm just short of being able to take Apotheosis and Noxious Fumes. I have to take Apotheosis, and then I should probably take Predator. Gosh, it would be nice if I had Apotheosis in this hand. We'll actually drop a Survivor there. And Apop is my final skill this fight. This is going to be a rough fight, though. Never mind, we just have to play skills now. Otherwise, we are going to die. 20. Beautiful. Prayer Wheel, non-boss chest now also contain cards. Sure, this early in the game, that's a couple more cards that I get to rely on looking through. I'll take none of those. Just gonna rest for safety here. I do need to upgrade Apotheosis as soon as possible. But it's more important that I stay alive in the meantime. I'm not going to be able to kill one of these outside sentries. Alright, let's try what the comments have continually been saying, regardless of my explanations otherwise. Explanations, my pleas otherwise, rather. Try and kill one of these outsiders. Take 18 damage this turn. Nope. Alright, now that we've got Apop used, we're in a much better position. We'll use a Survivor here. Really can't afford to take a lot of damage in this fight, because we haven't got a rest immediately after it like we've had with other fights. Beautiful. We'll weaken... No, we're not going to weaken any target. I forgot about the artifacting on the front line. I thought I'd already removed that. Ah, well. There's the Apotheosis in my exhaust pile. If anyone's wondering why, by the way, this purple number is the number of cards that I've exhausted, and that's all of the cards I've exhausted, just shown in there. It currently only really interacts with the card Exhume, But who knows, it might interact with more cards later. Alright. One aggressive card, please. Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. That's a pretty handy pickup. And Well-Laid Plans is also a really good pickup for a lot of the cards that I'm not going to be able to cast when I get them. Thread and Needle at the start of each combat, gain 5 plated armor. That's going to help us survive while we do all of the other things we want to do. And Blur is just a really good value card, especially considering we have Thread and Needle, so a lot of the time it's going to save us energy. Ooh. I think here I actually just ignore Apotheosis. Because, see, this is a fight that's actually quite easy to do with just a basic deck. And using an Apotheosis there would have guaranteed that I would have taken damage. I'll maintain the Parasite. Keeping the Parasite in my hand means that I won't be drawing it again, so... Still a handy thing to do. Dodge and roll, now that I have a Blur in this deck, is really good as well. Take a single copy of that. I'm going to be blurring and surviving. I just wonder if it's the Dex potion should be used here as well. Alright. Well, we got trouble, boss. We're not going to be able to kill this cultist fast enough to really be pleased about anything. Alright, I'm going to keep a Predator. So here I take 5 damage that I'd really like not to be taking. Cool. Now I can use Predator Strike to kill there. Keep the Apotheosis, and then the next turn that the Spike Slime tries to do a lick, I can just Apotheosis. Never mind, I can just do that now. Because of the plated armor, we're going to be able to hold on. Alright. We do have a lot of skills in this deck. Still don't think we take Flechette, though. Alright. This is going to be a true test for us. Actually, going to use this Dex Potion just to get 1 extra block next turn, courtesy of the pay it forward. If I don't use Apotheosis in this fight, we're not going to win, so... Ugh. Good gosh. We're going to have a lot of difficulty in this fight. I need to get dash. Yeah, Predator Strike kills. Girya, you can now rest at campfires to increase your strength 3 times total. Tools of the Trade is a good pickup as well. Extra hand curation. As much as I'd love to lift there, I do need to rest. Sundial, every 3 times you shuffle your deck, gain 2 energy. And now we'll take none of those. See, if I don't start lifting now, I'll never be able to lift. I think against this enemy, I might be able to afford lifting before I go in. Let's keep Tools of the Trade, so we can play it later. Then we'll drop the Fire Potion to force you to transform this turn. I'll use the tools of the trade. I'll keep an apotheosis. Blur's actually going to save me some defense for next turn. Speaking of Blur, hello again. We do need to attack where possible. So I'm going to take 16 damage this turn. Right. Drop a defense here. We're now completely protected, and we'll drop an attack as well as a strike. Keep a dodge and roll, because then I can set myself up for the next 2 turns without a blur. Predator is going to make this deck a lot leaner than it looks like it is, by increasing our ability to draw through it. Same with the Tools of the Trade, which is going to make the Sundial trigger far more often. Now I'll keep an attack in this hand because I'm already protected for the next 2 turns quite easily. Okay. I might actually get out of this fight without having taken any damage. Predator, neutralize, and strike. And we need to save a strike in the next hand so that we can try and aggress our way through this. And we've got it. Beautiful. That's unfortunate. We'll blur, hold a dash. This deck is working together quite well at the moment. And it looks like I am going to be able to perfect this boss. Beautiful. Awesome. Alright, we'll take that weak potion. Bullet time seems like a really good pickup for us because we've got a dash, we've got a predator, we've got an apotheosis. We'll be able to hold it in a hand with well-laid plans. It's easily bullet time there. Unfortunately, that means that Velvet Choker is a really bad pickup for us because that would mean that we won't be able to play more than 6 cards a turn, and with bullet time, the whole point is to play more than 6 cards a turn. The elites now drop 2 relics when defeated. I mean, if I'm ever going to get it, this would be the time. And Specimen, we have no poison in this deck, so transferring poison from dead enemies to living enemies is no longer really powerful for us. So now we do want to be doing a lot of elite hunting. So 2 elites, 3 elites, 4 elites. 4 elites if I hard hug the left. I think I got to go with that. Alright. I'm going to well-laid plans to keep that bullet time. Because I've still got my most expensive card left in that deck. There we are. There we go. Full time apotheosis. I'm passing 6 block forwards. If I want to take no damage this turn, I do need to use another defensive card, so I will. 21 damage next turn kills, so 3 strikes will do it. Or, you know, 1 predator. Noxious Fumes no longer really seems like it fits in this... Like, it is a good card, but, like, this deck wants to go a lot faster than Noxious Fumes. I'll take Terror, because we do have a couple big hits in this deck. Remove a card from my deck, don't mind if I do. There goes Parasite. Bag of Preparation. At the start of combat, draw 2 additional cards. That is going to make it much more common that our opening turn is bullet time plus a bunch of cards. Also, because of that, we don't really want backstab in this deck, do we? No, Backstab is still just a really powerful card. I was trying to justify not taking Backstab because it would be in my opening hand, and I don't want it in my opening hand if I got bullet time, but... I'll just use normal defense. And I'll retain these 2 cards. Let's fully defend ourselves first. There we go. I'm going to retain these 2 strikes because you're probably not going to do another huge hit next turn. Okay, you did a smaller hit, but a hit nonetheless. Right, now I'm defended, and... In fact, if I'd just gone for another strike, I would have killed. That's my bad. There's no need to retain those days because they do burn themselves out, so they're not being shuffled back into my deck anyway. Leg Sweep is quite a powerful card. I'll take a copy. Okay, 19 damage incoming. I'm actually going to go for the draw right now. That, Blur, and a Backstab on the front line fully protects us. And draws us closer to our more important hands later in the deck. Beautiful. I mean, here I think I just Apotheosis Terror Strike, and I hold on to the bullet time for the next turn. Because all it really would have done for me there is given me another strike that turn, which isn't that much. Like, isn't really essential. Okay. Now we'll bullet time. And I don't have Blur active, and I don't really need to play that defend that turn, so I will hold on to it. Well, here I'm just going to be able to blur my stuff into the next hand anyway, so that's all good. Also, since this enemy is on full HP, this is the only time at which they are even capable of attacking. So I did want to try and sort that out. Make sure I was prepared just in case. Nope. Alright, Elite number 1. A lot of these are going to be really, really, really dependent on our opening hands. I'm going to have to go super aggressive in this turn. Because the defensive turn is just going to guarantee that I start to get overwhelmed. So I lost 3 charges of my plated armor there, which is actually the probably most regrettable thing about what happened. Alright, let's keep both of these. Enemy resummons. And boom, there's the bullet time. Hell yes. Drop that defense because we're always going to be covered already. One down. It's going to take a double attack here to get you, but that's fine. Survivor. So I've lost 9 HP in this fight so far, but I'm in a really good position. This enemy hasn't even managed to buff itself yet. Speaking of... There's 14 damage there. I do want to keep the weakness on the backliner, so I'll drop that. And double defend. Hell yeah. Another Predator shows up. That's really good. It really depends what this... Okay. That didn't really get me anything super useful. So I'm going to be holding on to Blur Leg Sweep just to make sure that I'm safe. Blur Leg Sweep also means that pretty much any hand would be a ridiculous... Hang on while I figure out the damage here. Would be a ridiculous defensive hand. You can see by what just happened. Alright. One. Hold on to Blur Defend. Beautiful. So pretty much the only reason we ended up taking damage in this entire fight is because Apotheosis is really expensive to play right now. Strawberry, raise your max HP by 7. That's a really good pickup. Singing Bowl, when adding cards to your deck, you may gain 2 max HP instead. And a Strength Potion. Despite needing a little bit of AoE in my deck, I don't think I take a Dagger Spray. I think it just puffs up my deck a little bit much. I'll take the max HP. I desperately need max HP. That's one thing I'm aware of. And the extra strength from Girya wherever available. Speaking of extra strength from Girya, we're actually going to be using it here. So leg sweep for a weakness there. And stab. I'll also keep a blur. There's the Apotheosis. So I pretty much have to play, unfortunately. Does mean I am going to take a little damage here, so I take 2. Puts a wound in my deck, which is a little bit unfortunate as well, but yeah, any reasonable hand here, and a reasonable hand we got, was going to be able to fully defend us. Alright. Strike, strike, strike. Birdface Urn, whenever you play a power card, heal for 2 HP, and Gambling Chip. At the start of each combat, discard as many cards as you'd like, and then draw that many. That is super useful, because my opening hand, courtesy of Ring of the Snake, at the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards, and Bag of Preparation, the exact same effect, is going to be a 9-card hand, and I just get to throw away as many of those as possible, looking for Apotheosis, looking for Bullet Time, looking for my expensive stuff. Since we do have 2 extra strength from Girya, we might actually take an Infinite Blades here. No, I need the max HP. Shovel, you can now dig for looted rest sites. Okay, so let me tell you why that's so important. After I've lifted and after I've smithed my Apotheosis, I suddenly have nothing to do at my campsites. So digging is perfect. Totally works. Okay, there's Apotheosis, as well as Leg Sweep and Tools of the Trade. Those are all really good setup cards. Didn't really get the one card that I was looking for at the very end there, unfortunately. And I don't have the ability to retain any of these cards. Whew, yikes. Alright, I'm going to set myself up with a really defensive hand. So I've got 19 going on to 25 block next turn. And, of course, the enemy decided not to attack. Throw away that defend, because it's not necessary. We'll escape plan. Let's maintain our 2 defensive cards, just in case we suddenly need them. Enemy's throwing out 13. But in reality, they're going to be throwing out basically nothing. And here I'm actually just going to hold as well, despite the fact that I have the ability to play both of those and I've got a blur, because I couldn't guarantee that the enemy was even going to attack enough this turn to warrant playing those. Okay. Rest of the deck is very strongly defensive. Let's throw that defend, hit with this and a leg sweep just to weaken you prematurely. And keep the bullet time. Another Predator would be really powerful in this deck. I'll admit that much readily. Second bullet time, though? I don't think that's necessary. I don't have enough expensive cards in the deck or a thick enough deck to justify taking that. Hey, there's bullet time. Okay, I'm going to throw those back. I want a hand that is equally aggressive and super defensive. Didn't really get great cards in result, unfortunately. Okay. Terror, because you need to die immediately. Beautiful. Didn't even overkill you by that much. And this allows me to have a bunch of block for this turn and carry over some to the next turn. I'm actually already covered this turn, so I will drop a Predator here as well. Might get this fight with no losses. Looks reasonably possible. I didn't know I already had my retain active. That's my bad. I shouldn't have used that final defend. It wasn't necessary. While the enemy's weakened, my plated armor actually completely protects me. So keep the enemy weakened, I guess. Kill him. Ice Cream. Energy is now conserved between turns. We need energy relics to really be able to benefit from this. And Mango. Raise your max HP by 14. Hell yes. That also raises our current HP by 14. And that's Footwork, which is a bollocks, insane, crazy power that was designed for a joke, I believe. I believe it was designed as a joke. So I only just managed to fully defend myself that turn, unfortunately. You can see how night and gosh dang day everything is when I have access to my bullet time and apotheosis and when I don't. It is so searingly different. So 12 block is not going to be enough. I will keep a leg sweep though. Wait for later aggressive cards. Probably drop the... No, the Predator's probably lethal, right? Don't need any of that. Take the max HP instead. The more max HP we have, the more safe we are. Footwork's a really good pick. We do have leg sweep in this hand though, which I might end up just using. There's no reason to throw escape plan. Right. Good. That's pretty much exactly what we wanted right there. Now we just get to play everything naturally and get a ridiculous amount of defense. Hell yes! 50 defense on my first turn. Don't mind if I do. Okay, now I've got my retain ability up as well. Which I immediately forgot about. Well done, Ryan. Neutralize. Strike. Strike. Good. I thought that was going to be lethal, but I needed to check. Art of War. If you don't play any attacks during your turn, gain an extra energy next turn. And Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, gain an extra energy. So those are a little bit energy relics, like I'd wanted. Now the final thing we need to do is lift for our final charge on Girya. Alright, here I'm tempted to actually throw everything. Looking for Apotheosis as soon as I can get it. Ouch. Okay, there's your weakening. Okay, this. And then a single survivor. I will retain a leg sweep because I am going to keep you weak forever where available. All right. Now we're off to the races. Throw a defend because this dash is going to be enough by itself, in fact. I'll retain a single... Was I not able to retain both? Yeah, I'm only able to retain one right now. Alright. Drop that defend. See if I get... Don't. We'll take that leg sweep for the next hand, though, because the enemy is about to lose their weakening. We do have a blur in this hand. It's pretty important we deal as much damage as possible this turn, though, as well. Concerning the fact that the enemy is about to start transforming and self-purging. Keep the highest defense card. Enemies picked up a defensive stance. Ooh, this is going to be rough. Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. Alright, thankfully the vulnerability that was on me wears off this turn, and now the enemy is going to start trying to do their big hits, but it's not going to matter anymore. Leg sweep to make sure you're weakened. And you know what? I'm actually just going to double strike and keep blur for later. There you go. You did your setup. Well done. I'll drop neutralize here because I don't need it in this hand. Enemy's already weakened. What I need is pretty much every defensive card that I can get. I'm still going to take damage. Yeah, it took 8 damage there, unfortunately. Oh no, because I haven't got 5 on my plated armor, I'm also going to take 1 damage there. Damn it! Can you not, please? Giant hit there. Because I currently don't really have the damage to blow you up in the way that I'm kind of needing to, apparently. Okay. I'll blur some block onto the next turn. It's another giant hit. Yikes. I'm going to drop a defense here because I need as much aggression as possible. If anything's been made clear to me by my opponent's ridiculous ability to block everything with that metallicize, it's that I'm going to need more aggression right now. If only I had like a single skewer. I could just save up a bunch of energy and then boom. Alright. Tactician is actually really interesting. It's going to be a lot of extra energy for us because we will be able to discard it using Tools of the Trade. Speaking of extra energy, we're in a deck where we actually defend ourselves very, very commonly forever, so Runic Dome is really, really powerful. So Runic Dome is gain energy at the start of each turn. You can no longer see enemy intents. The reason that it's powerful in a deck that already plans on defending all incoming hits is because it doesn't really change what you would be doing, does it? You were still just going to be defending against everything. Next stab takes you out. Well-laid plans. Neutralize. Drop a Predator. And I'm actually going to keep this leg sweep, just in case. Yeah, it's very common this guy will spend the turn that he just spent doing a summon, which is what he did, but I couldn't guarantee that he was going to do that. I do probably just want to weaken him, though. Alright. The first skewer that I see appear is going to be an insta-pick. Malaise, anything that I can use as an energy dump, like a lot of draw even, would definitely make it. Now here I'm actually just going to let this Fire Orb survive. Oh, because I was planning on killing that Flame Bruiser this turn, but now I'm not going to have the damage for it, am I? I'm going to be pretty close, though. Beautiful. Even if I'd failed to kill the Flame Bruiser that turn, the backline Fire Orb wouldn't have been able to deal with me. An upgraded Flechettes. With 3 extra strength, that's 9 damage per skill in my hand, so I will have to take that. I now do really want to get a lot of draw in my hand, if possible. Hey, there's the bullet time. Beautiful. Leg sweep you, well-laid plans, dodge and roll, and I'll hold on to this defend for the next turn. Easy. There's the malaise, but there's also draw in acrobatics, and acrobatics is a draw that also discards, so if it happens to draw into tactician, I'm still fine. Both of those are really appealing. Who's my boss on this floor? Ooh, how many powers do I have in my deck? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 powers in my deck, so I don't want to pick up any more powers because the final boss on this floor is the awakened one, which is going to be a real hassle to deal with. Acrobatics is really interesting, though. And it'll help us draw through our deck more consistently to get the sundial. But malaise is rare. I'm not going to see it again. I might see acrobatics again. One big malaise on the awakened one, and that's it. Second apotheosis? Honestly, it's probably second flechette. Because we've already seen damage is our problem. Ooh, bag of marbles. Okay, that's actually a really good pickup for us as well. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerability to all enemies. That's going to be really handy, courtesy of the fact that... Ooh, we actually have ice cream, so concentrate's also really good. Beautiful. But the bag of marbles is going to be really, really powerful as a result of the fact that I can curate my opening hand to try and just blow someone up instantly if I really think that's the necessary course to go. I'll take Mercury Hourglass as well. Deal 3 damage to all enemies at the start of each of your turns, and I'll remove a basic strike to thin the deck down a little. I really can't afford any... Oh, no, I can. I've got an Omamori. Cool. Obtain a relic. Awesome. Paper Crane. Enemies with weak now deal 50% less damage rather than 25% less damage, and the curse was blocked from going into my deck as a result of Omamori. I think I flechette, and then I bullet time. Because I can't play all of my skills first. Because if I play all of my skills first, sure, I will make the giant head take more damage to attacks, but Flechette needs those skills in my hand to be valuable. Maybe I backstab first. Yes, backstab. Flechette for 98 damage, which is one short of being able to get overkill. Yeah, it's time to bullet time. I'm not going to be in the fight long enough for a giant malaise to be important. Like, sure, we're going to be in the fight for a while, but not long enough. Okay. Tools of trade. Neutralize. Dash. Okay, fine, I guess I'm using a tiny Flechette. And we'll concentrate for some extra energy. I do need card draw. Like, acrobatics is desperately needed right now. Okay. So now discard Tactician at the start of this hand. Then bullet time, play out the whole hand. Well, except for these two cards. I'm just going to keep next to me. Okay, here I drop a strike, but I definitely use a strike and neutralize. Almost all of those are skills. Hopefully I don't draw strike. Beautiful. Then I can double Flechettes for 1 billion damage. We got a Juzu bracelet. Regular enemy encounters can no longer be encountered in question mark rooms. And we got a blood vial. At the start of each combat, heal 2 HP. We don't need to put anything else in this deck. This deck already runs fine. Oh, Flechettes in our opening hand is ridiculous. As a result of that, we're going to want to just have skills in our hand. I think we've already killed. Yeah. Alright, that was a really quick fight. I don't want to take another footwork. I usually immediately would snap pick that, but another footwork is a bad thing for me right now. Fine. The only reason I even came here was to remove another card from my deck, and we'll remove another strike. Ginger, we can no longer become weakened. I don't think there is any form of weaken in the final fight, but still good. Blade Darts is fine. Is there any reason to take Blade Darts or not take Blade Darts? I mean, it is a lot of damage, courtesy of Girya. So would Riddle with Holes be, though. Right? Riddle with Holes upgraded is 35 for 2 energy. Alright. There's our second Flechette. We're going to drop everything that isn't a skill right now because we're looking for Flechette to be ridiculously powerful in the opening hand. So the reason I did it like that is because I need to set both of them near-ish to a point where I can kill them. I can't guarantee that's going to fully defend me, so I'm actually going to drop another... No, the enemy was weakened and I have Paper Crane. That would have killed. That would have killed with itself. Okay, Darkstone Periapt. Whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. That's never going to trigger for us, courtesy of Omamori negating our curses. Kunai. Whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. That is going to trigger a lot, because we play a lot of attacks in a lot of turns. Doppelganger. Next turn, gain X cards and gain X energy, and it exhausts. X-Cost card, but it just gives me my energy back, but it does refill my hand. Do I need a hand refill? It refills my hand next turn is the big problem. I don't think it's objectively bad, but I don't think it's objectively good either. Alright, I'm looking for Flechette and a bunch of stuff. Well, we didn't get Flechette and a bunch of stuff. That's okay. We still got a really good hand. And a ridiculous amount of energy. If we get Malaise, in fact. This is a really big turn for my enemy's aggression. There's 2 attacks and a curse in there. Alright, I will use Flechette before I do anything else. Alright, it's escape plan. There's another Flechette. Really wasn't hoping to draw that one. I don't think the enemy has any hit that can... Yeah, 30 is the max they could have done there, and they tried it. They really did. They're usually going to do a debuff this turn, but courtesy of the fact that I'm not certain, I'm actually going to defend myself before I malaise them. Yeah, they were trying to do a multi-hit, but the malaise dropped their damage so significantly that it really did nothing to me. Okay. And we're covered. Beautiful. Oh. Let's get a bunch more relics, eh? How about that? That's a big malaise we could have in our opening hand. Later. This is a good hand. This is a very good hand. Your opening turn is almost always non-aggressive, but just in case. Yeah. There's a bunch of burns for my deck. Okay. With the enemy weakened, I can't take damage to them this turn. Yeah, even if they did their biggest hit. And they did. Okay. Easy kill right there. Pantograph at the start of boss combat, heal 25 HP. And Pair is also raise your max HP by 10. So we've now got quite significant max HP. I'm going to drop a weakness potion here because I have another couple ways to weaken. And now we'll take the acrobatics we've been looking for. I'll dig for another relic, and we get Ancient Tea Set. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 energy. That's a common relic, because it's usually like, oh, I mean, you're starting with 2 extra energy, but that's not really that much, because you can't use it in the first turn. Ha 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 ha. But we can. Because if we don't use it, we just get to keep it for later using the ice cream. Okay, we neutralize. Flechette. Flechette. Blade darts. A bunch of stuff there. Roll blur. And then concentrate. Get ourselves a bunch of energy for the next turn. Hell yeah. We do have to open with the Flechettes again because the rest of the stuff in our hand was skills. I think, and I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself here, I think we might have just completed every Ascension mode level that currently exists for the Silent. No, that is getting ahead of myself, isn't it? Alright, let's just continue playing. Let's try not to think about that. The possibility of that being true. Drop that strike. Open with Flechette. Backstab. Draw. Alright. Sadly, still just a wee bit short on the damage there. Maximum hit the enemy could do to me there was 18, so, you know, well done, enemy. If I defend, Blur, then Predator will be able to kill. We get Tori. Whenever you would receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, reduce it to 1, and Old Coin gain 300 gold. We could easily now just take a choke in this deck. And dig again. For the Ornamental Fan, whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. We do that a lot. This is a lot of relics. Just in case anyone's unaware, it was a large amount of relics there. (13/7) is 70 plus 21 is 91. So we're going to overkill any of these cultists severely, but they do need to die as soon as possible. Now, Apotheosis and then Acrobatics. I actually don't think I'm going to need the footworks. I think it's going to be a liability over the course of this match. And now I'll use another Flechette there. Actually, there's no reason to not just play that first, save myself the energy. Now, I'll just have a bunch of energy stacked for next turn. A bunch of block, rather, stacked for next turn. Well-laid plans are still pretty good. It'll save choke for the right turn. Yeah. Worth it. Alright, let's choke. Dash. Drink this. Then I'm going to Blade Dance and hit you with 3. Which is also going to increase my dex as well as give me 4 block. And deal, obviously, a ridiculous amount of damage. Courtesy of the choke. Tools of the Trade is necessary because I do have this Tactician that I'm going to need to constantly be able to discard, so while I'm sad that I have to play it, I do have to. Also going to Doppelganger there, because I think I'm actually fully protected this turn as well, and I am. Beautiful. This gives me a bunch of energy to work with this turn, and we discard Neutralize, because Flechette is a lot of damage. Oh, Flechette's also a lot of damage. Oh, and then there's a Backstab and a Predator. Should have dropped that one. That was a bad play on my part. Defend, blur. I'm not going to be able to target you with Leg Sweep. All right, yeah, I messed up those last targets a fair bit. Okay. This one should come as no surprise to anyone, but we're just going to play absolutely everything, weaken the enemy, and concentrate. 20 damage was their maximum hit there. Drop the footwork, because we're not going to be using it. I'm actually going to start using my Ancient Potion just so that the enemy doesn't lower the amount of energy we get every turn, because they do have an ability that does that. Beautiful. And we're fully protected again. Excellent. That's it. I think we're done. Obviously, you know, until they include another level of Ascension. Last time I finished Ascension mode, the next patch, they added 5 more levels of Ascension. So they might just suddenly do that to me here as well. But at the very least, for the moment, even with a perfect on the final fight, we're probably going to get a ridiculous amount of points. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. It's going to be insane. Yeah, 1,744. I actually need to see where that puts me on the leaderboard, because that's actually the highest legitimate score I've heard of. Alright, we got 2 perfects. We could have gotten beyond perfect if we got another perfect on the second floor, if the champion didn't dunk us. We also got 6 triggers of champion, and then all of the other ones that you might expect. Come on, show me the leaderboard. I'm gonna guess... It's been a while since a patch. Alright, I'm gonna guess that I'm like 80th. Oh, I'm 25th in the world. Awesome. And it hasn't been that long since a patch. That's good too. Hell yeah. Alright, where's Celerity? Celerity's almost always in the top. Must not have played recently. Fair enough. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. That has been the final level in the current game of Ascension, available for the silent, completed with a score that got us 25th in the world leaderboards. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.